Moving up and down again, there's no discharge in the war. There's no discharge in the war.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Shepherd's Pie. I'm David.
And I'm Tommy.
Oh, shit. I think, pretty sure this episode is coming out while I'm on vacation, so I don't know how this is going to look. We're trying a new setup here. Hopefully this is to your guys' liking. Hopefully it's better than the other format. If you like it, let us know. But what I mean is I don't know how uploading is going to go while I'm on vacation. We've also been talking more about weaning the episodes down, and we really haven't gotten much feedback about that. But maybe I can get into that a little bit more in the episode because I did kind of want to talk about that. But we're doing a little rant cast today. We did have a topic, but I was kind of unprepared. Tommy had done his due diligence, and I'm like, shit, dude, I'm not ready, actually. So we're just doing a little bit of a rant. You can see by my daughter's drawing one of her first pieces of art that the topic's going to be all over the place.
All over the place. Outside the lines.
Yeah, she did
Colored,
a little scribble.
not colored.
My just had a daughter last year. She just turned 1 recently. And man, being a parent is fucking crazy. It's the best.
She's a good kid, though. You got a good kid. Because there are some kids that are just not good kids. And I mean, that is kind of on the parents or whatever. But some kids, man, are freaking rough.
That brings up like
be pretty good.
Well, thank you. That makes me think the nature versus nurture topic. Like, are kids just born shitty? Are some kids just natural terrors? Or is it more on the parents to instill a proper environment so that the kid doesn't become a terror?
It's like both.
Right.
It's like both.
I do think I am blessed with the baby that I have. I do think that she does have a predisposition to be more tempered. She is pretty mellow for the most part. But I would attribute that a lot to us and my wife mainly as parents because we are very attentive to her needs. So even when she does scream and cry, it's not like crying and wailing. It's like a mode of communication. And when you pay attention to them, even though they're 1 or younger, you can understand what they're trying to say. Like they're very effective at communicating their needs, and they don't have many needs. It's like they don't very often tell you they gotta poop or pee, but it's poop or pee, eat, sleep, comfort, play. Like, I want that, go over there. It's pretty simple. It's like caveman stuff.
Yeah, very caveman, very grunty, very point and lots of noises.
Yeah, so when I see shitty kids, I do very often just blame the parents, or I'm more inclined to blame the parents because I'm like, man, what are you doing wrong? Maybe that's my inexperience as a parent. Hopefully my next one, because I do have another one on the way. Hopefully, God bless. Hopefully that one is as easy tempered as this one.
Yeah. I feel like there are, because I don't know, you get like stories of families where they have a bunch of kids. And I mean, they're all being pretty much raised the same way, and they get a bunch of good eggs that come out of it. And then there's always that one kid that for some reason just absolute like walking Satan.
Right.
Just can't seem to get out of their own way, and everyone else around them is kind of impacted. And it feels like sometimes it's like the download. They just get downloaded into reality.
Right.
That way. That's just how their spirit is.
even that, it's like, well, they say the only kid syndrome. So, like, if you don't have any siblings, then it really is entirely up to the parents to get it perfect. Because when you don't have any
Yeah.
siblings, then you kind of do have to, like, take a different sort of care of that child, or they're not going to be socialized properly. They might be arrogant or selfish. Not to say that every solo child is, but that tends to be very common. Conversely, if you have a bunch of kids, sometimes the oldest or the youngest feels left out, or even the middle, because like the oldest ends up having to take care of all the younger kids, and they'll feel like that's not their responsibility, or they got more
Yeah.
put on them, or like the youngest, sometimes that like everything gets handed down, so then they don't feel as loved. Or the middle kid, there's so much going on around them, they're not getting any attention at all. So like, or you get like bullies within the family, like sometimes the kids will gang up on the youngest
Yeah.
one,
On
or
one kid.
yeah. So then it's not entirely up to the parents. It is a nurtured thing, like it is an aspect of their environment.
Yeah.
But would you say that's nature or nurture? Because it is something that's like instilled in them, but it's like a natural part of the thing. It's like a natural thing when you have children that they're gonna like end up raising each other, not doing the raising part, but like they're gonna be that sort of influence on each other.
Yeah. There's something there with you've got the one-on-one, the individual personal level to parenting and to raising kids. But then there's like this whole other side of it, which is kind of like the do you have like a state, like the environment really. So you can do a bunch of different things as far as like one-on-one. You can make sure their needs are met, you can make sure you show them love, you can make sure that you instill like values. But then if you do end up having like bigger families and whatnot, you're gonna have factors. You're going to have other things going on. Like you can't just be one on one at that point. It's kind of got to be a more group effort, or kind of rules for the land of the house. It's
Right.
you got to kind of rule it a little bit differently. It can't be so personal. It's got to be more of like a blanket thing, like where everybody's in the house by 9 o'clock and everybody sits down to eat dinner together.
Yeah.
We don't eat dinner
It's
everywhere. Like certain things that kind of keep the cohesion. You got to keep the unit together, because you can do the solo thing all day long, like one on one for each of your kids. But at the end of the day, it's a unit. So if you don't treat it as a unit and you don't kind of take on that responsibility of almost like a mayor of you and your family town, like you kind of have to take on a higher position than just like normal parent, where it's like you let them know what's right and wrong, you make sure their food and water is filled up daily, and you know, because I think a lot of people nowadays they treat their kids more like pets.
well, yeah, people think
It's
that
more like a pet thing.
it's like the school's responsibility to raise them. So
Yeah.
after, or daycare even, like after a certain age, or if at all, they just don't put in enough effort. And some people are putting in too much effort. And I think to your point that like it's about instilling values, like those core values and beliefs and morals in your children, and not just being a rule enforcer, or you're going to be the best parent ever and make sure they get XYZ and totally curate their life so it's no, that's too much. Like you're not getting them ready for the world, for life. Like just let them be, let them grow on their own, and give them the tools so that when they encounter all these things that they'll inevitably encounter, they can handle them the right way, because you already taught them the base positive values of human society. If you don't teach them anything at all, then they're going to be picking up everybody else's values and morals and beliefs, and who knows what those are going to be, especially when they're just picking it up from media. Like, the schools aren't doing a good job teaching children, and the parents aren't doing a good job teaching children, so they're just picking up what they know from friends and TV and music, and
Yeah.
these kids are going wild
I think
out.
that it's kind of like I kind of like a good blueprint would be where your first kid that you have, say you end up having 4 kids or something. The first kid that you have, you need to make sure that they are properly trained, and then they kind of end up
Trained.
helping along the way. Yeah, trained. It's training, dude. It is training.
Yeah.
You got to get them. You tell them the stories that import the wisdoms and principles and morals, all sorts of things, the values, and then you make sure that they just kind of help you out a little when it comes to the other three. And like, if you do really good on the first one, I feel, and like they want to be a part of the family and they're not trying to get away from everybody, then they'll help a lot. And because they're more like close in age and they're siblings instead of like they're not the overlord. So they kind of can bridge the gap between the parent and the like youngest.
Right. See, that's
So
where we've
it's like you got to
fucked
be able
up
to make
society.
these little units.
They fucked up the units because like
Yeah.
we should be more structured to where like the elders are sticking around and imparting all of their wisdom until they're dead. You know, the
Yeah.
elders make the best caregivers for the children because they've got nothing but time and they've already raised a generation of their own. And like
And stories.
this isn't to say put all the child care on the grandparents, but the grandparents need to be around for the child care. It's core for children, and we're missing out on that history. We're missing out on that generational knowledge that's coming from spending all of this time with our grandparents and even great grandparents. Some people have great grandparents and they're not even talking to them, learning from them. It's crazy. Because I think about the Bible and how I'm looking at who with 1,000-year lifespan, who was alive still to learn from the people that were alive thousands of years ago. And it turns out that like Methuselah supersedes so many generations that like he's able to talk to Noah. And so like Noah gets all this lineage from up to Adam. And like through Methuselah, like even though it's thousands of years, the story carries on because it's only a couple generations. And it's like we're losing that generational knowledge, even though our generations are shorter now. Like I don't know shit from my grandparents. And so like for one, the grandparents need to be around. We're talking commune now. We're back to the commune talk. Get your family all on one piece of land. Grandparents' house in the back so that they can watch the kids and do little chores around the place. And then you can take care of them when they're old. The grandparents need elder care. So they got to have a spot in the community so that they can be taken care of when they're old. And then the siblings need to all stay around together. So the siblings are the parents, the grandparent, the parents. So it's not just mother, father, aunts and uncles, you know, because when you have kids, you need help, you need guidance, you need support, you need people to talk to, you need people that have already done it. And that's where your siblings come in, because like Tommy said, like the oldest sibling helps take care of the younger siblings. And then when the oldest sibling has babies, then the youngest sibling helps take care of that oldest one's babies. You know, it's not like none of these kids have, like they all have the same sort of thing because it's a circle, it's a cycle.
It's a circle.
Yeah, you don't run out of kids to take care of. That was the thing. Like, my wife, she ended up taking care of her sister's kids, and now her sister's kids should be taking care of our kids. But like, that's kind of how I think it should work. Like, and just keep passing down that sort of thing to where like now when the oldest kid of like grandparent, parent, kid, the oldest kid is old enough to have kids, now their siblings can help, and it just keeps going on like that. What were you saying?
What's the saying?
What's saying? It's like a circle. What's saying?
No. That's a good saying, though. I love that saying. No, it's it takes a village.
Oh yeah,
It
no,
takes
for
a
sure.
village. And
I don't know.
there's a
I feel like
huge
I got
merit
off
to
on the
that.
tangent.
It's kind of a tangent, but it's fine. This is a rant cast. We
It's
get to
like
do whatever we
with that
want.
sort of thing, you don't need schools, you don't need daycare, you don't need elder care. Every little community like that can specialize in a thing, but then if most people are generalizing, then you take care of most of your own needs, and then you can outsource to another community for specialty needs. And we wouldn't need anything. We wouldn't need the grocery store. We wouldn't need fucking handymen. We wouldn't need anything. We'd all be
'Cause it's
taking
all
care of
kept within the family.
Yeah, we'd all be self-sufficient, taking care of ourselves. And whatever we couldn't take care of, somebody else could down the road. And if we were operating like that, we'd have way less war in Iran. We'd have way less children sold to Epstein. We'd have way less power bills being hiked to the moon, poison in our food, chemtrails drop from the sky. Like, you want me to go on? I could go on.
That really was, I think, the kind of key fixture, the key point for the controllers to just kind of destroy everything and get everything into a place to where it's controllable and
I think it's the key point to get it back.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's definitely going to be like the cornerstone for the foundation of building this. I mean, what is it? We're trying to build a new society, but the crazy thing is with the way that society is now, it feels like it's it has a momentum, and it feels like it has a script that's just operating. It almost feels like without guidance now. Even though we know behind the scenes there's definitely guidance going on. Like, naturally, I feel like people do these things. People naturally do end up having families, and then these same similar problems happen. They crop up where I've got frickin' 6 kids and I need people to help me. And like, if you've got family, then you ask your family. Your family comes and helps you. And then it makes stronger bonds, stronger relationships, and then they have kids, and then you help them, and it's like that's like the natural way that people operate. But we got all this momentum built up in society where it's
yeah, people are
through even, like, the
generationally
media.
broken families.
Yeah,
Like, where do you get the
so then you're
support when
looking
you've been
to
by yourself
escape.
your whole life?
Yeah, and that's crazy. That type of stuff is literally the saddest in my eyes, is because I've grown up with a family. I've had a family, and I mean,
I know we've
it
been
was
blessed.
way stronger in the past, like way stronger. But I mean, it's still around. I still have some cornerstones of the family that are still around and in my life today.
And
But
you
it
know why
used to
it's
be
not as strong?
insane.
Is because where's all your cousins? Where's all your
Yeah,
brothers
that's what
and
I'm saying. They're
sisters?
gone now.
You
Yeah,
know, everybody split
People
up and
gone.
spread out and didn't keep the thing going. Same with my family, my generation. Like, my grandparents just passed away, and now we're like, who's going to keep the thing going? Because we all used to get together at my grandma's house. And it's like, all right, who's holding the thing now? Because it's going to fall apart if somebody doesn't man the ship.
I
And
feel like there's a proper way to kind of disembark when you're trying to, like, I don't know, because it feels like that's kind of what has happened with my family, is that it's like kind of semi disintegrated because everybody kind of moved out. Not really many people are holding down the fort where everything kind of started for all of us.
right.
But I mean, they are going out to try and embark on that journey themselves of building that
Yeah,
and
like your
having that.
like your brother's got the homestead thing going, but like it speaks more to what we were talking about before the episode. Like, careers. People can't
Yeah.
find, like, I work in I'm a paint sales. So I encounter a lot of just privately owned painters or contractors or property managers that are selling their businesses because they can't find anybody to come up and take over. Can't find anybody to even work. So no lower class people, no middle class people, no upper class, like, employees, people that are trainable. Nobody can move up. Nobody's even teachable. Like, you hire people and they just stand around and waste your time and waste your money at every level. And what's that about? Like, didn't used to be like that. You can't
And
get
people just kind of were more capable of working, and I don't know. It could go back to the farm family stuff, dude.
yeah.
Honestly, because people aren't really brought up nowadays in a work environment. Most homes are cushy and like kind of safe, and the parents provide the money. Like, there's no work really outside of like what normal house chores
Well, it was
to be
like
done
a
at home.
kids these days don't want to work sort of thing until COVID.
Yeah.
And then it was like an impossible task. Like teachers are talking about these kids are not teachable. Bosses are talking about my employees are not teachable. Like why? Why? Why can't people be taught? How come nobody wants to learn and improve and perform at a level that exceeds their peers? You know, how come nobody's striving for that?
Probably because their needs are too met and there's
Yeah,
no incentive
exactly.
to grow or
Yep.
to go get anything. Their needs are already met and there's no incentive for the competition. There's no incentive to kind of move and act and do.
Yeah, it's very easy to be comfortable. People are very well taken care of. There's too
It's
many
Wally shit.
benefits. And as much as people act like it's hard to make money, I think people are making enough money to where they're comfortable and they can get all their frivolous needs. So, though they feel like they're struggling because when they get a big bill, like their rent or the car or something like that, they struggle to pay it off. But they're buying all their bullshit all day, every day. Everybody's got their subscriptions, everybody's getting their fast food. Like, nobody's making those sacrifices. They're just like,
Yeah.
keep doing fucking, and it's a waste. But I think you're right that like they're too well taken care of, they're too complacent, they're too comfortable.
I think that comes from the falsehood though of our cell phones. I think our cell phones are kind of what creates that for us, that sense, because most of the time, most people aren't going to just be happy with what they have.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're struggling to get by and you're working a job, you work it and you have bills to pay, you've got a house, you've got financial obligations, maybe even have kids and whatnot, you're not usually trying to just stay still with that. But because you have adequate distraction that can help take your mind off of the
Aren't you?
the issues in life, then you can just frickin' distract yourself into oblivion. You don't
Aren't
even need to do anything extra.
aren't you trying to aren't most people just trying to stay still? Like get to a point where they can just stay still? Like
Yeah, but
back in
within
the
a good
day, like
framework.
what we look back to and idolize is when you could just go and get a job, say like what they use as an example all the time, a factory job, and the man pays the bills for the whole family, and you can have 3 or 4 kids, and that salary is plenty to just do that forever, and you retire at 60. Like that's staying still, in my opinion. You just go get that job, you pay for your family, you have your family, you stay home, you do your family thing. Like that's the nuclear family. That's pretty still.
Yeah, there was more fluidity, there was more movement. I mean, I don't know, you can't really afford to do a lot of shit that you could do back then. You just can't. Like, own multiple cars and have them all good to go. Buy all your kids their first vehicles. Have maybe
That's
a
what I'm saying.
freaking
I think that's a
extra
fallacy.
things going on. I don't. I do not. Like, they are literally putting everybody, they're shaping the world into the 15-minute city shit. There's subscription based living. They don't want people to own anything. They want you to subscribe and pay a monthly freaking fee so that you can have a vehicle or go out and do vacation. And people used to be able to just afford that shit.
Just
They
because
would be able to get it.
just because they're taking all of your money from you doesn't mean you're not making money. I think that's the point I'm trying to make is I think people are making money. They're just putting it all into the wrong places. I think people
There's definitely a part of that.
I think people
100%.
are for the most part making enough. I think like $20 an hour, $20 an hour is enough to make it work. You might have to go to the fucking food pantry maybe try to go get food stamps or something. I don't think they give you food stamps at $20 an hour, but like,
You know what's insane about that is that $20 an hour for like us back literally in our own lifetime. In our
yeah,
own lifetime, like a decade ago, $20 an hour, the standard of living for that, you could afford pretty much that was the
yeah,
goal, was to
yeah,
make $20 an hour and you were going to be okay. Like fully, you could afford everything, you'd have money to save, you'd be able to afford everything that you need in your life, your bills, rent, whatever you have going on. $20 an hour, you were going to make it and you were going to be peachy. And now $20 an hour, you're struggling. You're struggling. The inflation is insane. And it doesn't equate the raises for living to what the inflation is doing, like the wage rise and the inflation rise, they have not been tied close together ever since the gold standard got freaking dropped. Like our
I'm
parents, I don't know,
I
they were.
don't disagree because the stats support what you're saying, but I do want to argue this point because I think that it is more attainable than what people are thinking, and I think that is the psyop that people are bought into, is what you're expressing. And that I think on $20 an hour, not that it's going to be so much of a struggle, because you would have to get back to this lifestyle that we're talking about, and then it wouldn't be so much of a struggle. Like 20,
Yeah.
$20 an hour, you could afford to keep your wife home and possibly buy a house. And then with that, you could start growing your own food, growing your own animals, like do your own diapers, like wash your own diapers, maybe get a little side hustle going where you can sell a thing on your front lawn, and like then that $20 isn't so bad because it only needs to go to the extraneous bills and you're taking care of yourself a little bit. And that's what I'm saying. People need to get away from just all the subscriptions, all the shit, giving away all of their money that they're making, and actually use some of it somehow to take care of yourself a little bit, pay yourself back so that it's not like you're struggling so hard.
Yeah.
And I think it can be done. Like maybe at a little bit of a struggle at
can be.
first, but it's not so uncomfortable once you get that ball rolling and get into this sort of lifestyle that we're trying to push to people, that we want to
Yeah,
get into.
the lifestyle though I think that it's going to be more of an issue for people to get past the programming.
Yeah.
And not just that, if you don't, so if you have a family, like a good family, and see, I kind of squandered this shit and I wish that I didn't, but when you have a good family, you can kind of hang out there for a while you have a job and you don't
Yeah.
have to get kicked out immediately.
Yeah.
Then you can save money and then you can actually make real moves without being like fully jacked into the money taking system, the taxes and freaking bills and electric grid and freaking all this other bullshit that takes every dime that you make. You're not subjected to the full force of that. So your money, you can actually bank it. And if you can bank it properly and kind of forego on a lot of other things and you just stash it up, you can have freaking, after a year, you could have 10 grand chilling. That's a plot of land.
Right.
That's the true like goal that I feel for anybody who at least has like a solid enough family that they're able to kind of do that.
And
That's like the main goal. But if you get jacked into this system, if you get jacked into it and you got to try and beat the system in order to save the money before it gets fleeced out of your pockets or whatever, it makes it incredibly difficult. And then it also at the same time is training your mind and it training like your patterns, and then it makes it another step of difficulty to break beyond it. And most people just settle into it.
Yeah.
Because most of their needs are met.
Right.
They're okay enough. They have an illusion of freedom and an illusion of safety and security, and that's just enough. Like all their dreams go out the window. They never get to do whatever they wanted to do when they were younger before they realized what the hell was actually going on. It's, I don't know. I feel like they've perfected that system so well now. I really do.
Well, because they know how to
I really
control
do.
the mind.
Yeah.
And so I think it's about changing your mindset. Don't think
Yep.
that you're failing at it just because you're tapped into the system and you can't get out, because it's so hard to not be plugged in. We're like born into it. It's like the
Yeah.
fucking Matrix, you know?
It is the
Like
Matrix, bro. You're
you
right.
wake
Yeah.
up as Neo, and Neo's in his fucking 30s when he gets out of that pod. He's like, fuck,
Yeah.
how do
It's like
I. Yeah.
shit.
Like, so, like, don't worry about that. Just do a little bit here and there, you know? Cancel a subscription and decide I'm going to read a book instead.
It is the
Or,
little bit here and
or
there,
like,
dude.
plant a freaking tree or get some chickens, invest in some land. Like, do a little bit here and there. And over time, it pays off. Like, yo, when I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to get one tool, or my dad was like, I'm gonna give you one tool for Christmas on that. Like, that's what I'm gonna start giving. Because when I was a kid, he got me camping gear, and by the time I turned 18, I had all the camping gear I needed. He didn't. We couldn't think of anything else I needed. So he's like, I'm gonna start giving you tools, flesh out your toolkit. And I had started doing that myself, more so as an adult, just picking up a tool here and there whenever I need it. And now I feel like a full-fledged adult with like all the tools I need for most of the
Yeah.
jobs. And it's taken 33 years, but a little bit here and there, eventually you got what you need. So
Yep.
invest in yourself instead of the bullshit. See what you can do without and start trying to do for yourself. And don't get burdened by the psyop that is the world, because like Tommy's saying, the phone, you plug into your phone and you want all these things. You want the sports cars, you want the models, you want the muscles, you want the clothes, this and that. You want to go to these exotic places or see these shows. Fuck it. Fuck it all, man. Find where
Yeah.
you want to live and go there and figure out how to get some land and hunker down and be happy right there. That's what everybody has done for all of history. Nobody took vacations. Nobody was going to see celebrities. Like, who the fuck cares about all of that? You'll be so happy in your own land, in your own house, with all your shit taken care of, not needing anybody for anything, and being able to provide for all the people that you care about when you're able to make a bunch of people that you care about. It's really
Yeah.
cool. Like, you just get
Yeah,
to the part
that's
in
the
the Bible
ultimate goal.
where it was Joseph's or Jacob's kids. And Jacob had like he had 12 kids, and all of his kids had a bunch of kids. So they're going through Jacob's family before he dies, and it's like 70 people.
Yeah.
And bro, we just did that with my mother the last time we had like a family get together. I have 4 siblings. So it's my mom, her 5 kids, and then my oldest sister has 3 kids. My second sister has 2 kids. And now I'm going to have 2 kids. And my aunt was like, Carrie, look what you did. And we're laughing because it's like, she did. She made a whole fucking flock of people. And it's
Yep.
really fucking cool when it takes a lot of time. Again, like the
Lot of time.
little bit here and there. But man, when your life is all said and done, you can be happy when you just put all your effort into doing that right.
Yep. Yep. Like how yeah, like Jacob at the end, he's freaking looking back on everything like, look at all these kids. Look at all this. He's happy, and he's so happy and at peace. He freaking finally he's like, and I die.
Yeah.
And then he dies. It's like, yeah, dude, that's the way to go.
Yeah, man. And the Lord has done it for me. I would love to say he'll do it for you. I have faith he'll do it for you. It might not be your path, you know. The Lord might have a different path for you, and I have faith that it won't be more than you can handle.
Yeah.
It might be an arduous path, but I say go with the Lord, because it all comes through God. It all comes through Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Filling yourself with the Holy Spirit, like, comes through God. I couldn't have made any of this for myself, and
Yeah.
Whatever I strive to achieve, I know that I can't achieve it by myself. I need God to bring me there.
Yep. It's if you were working within the kind of framework, it's I anybody that I've seen that works within it that at least is just like they've got like the head of steam in them, and they just kind of they plow through life just doing what they do. Just doing what they do. They're not a piece of shit human being. They do the work. They kind of do the there's like the benchmarks really, right? Like getting your own place type deal, and kind of being good to to like your family members, and trying to do better in your situation. And most of the time it's like it just kind of happens. It'll organize. And that's like that highest organizing principle that the Lord kind of offers. It's almost like when people turn their back on doing that type of a path or system, it's like the world creeps in. And the world is that's not the place you want to be. You don't want to be running with the world. You don't want to let the world kind of guide and dictate what you want, because it'll leave you hollow at the end, and it'll just use the shit out of you.
Right.
That's all the world wants to do, is just use the shit out of you. You can't let that shit happen.
I was trying to convey this idea to Tommy a little bit ago, but he wasn't too much of a Pokemon fan. But I have, ever since I was a kid, looked at like growing up, like Pokemon evolutions, like a 3-stage Pokemon evolution.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm going to lose some people here with this, but it's not like when you age up and just grow older that you are leveling up with age. I think that like in Pokemon even, you see first stage or second stage evolutions that are old. And it's not the growing old that makes you level up, it's the experience. And so some people are just 50-year-old children, you know? You see old people that are just children, or NPCs, you know? Those are what I'm talking about. That's an old first stage evolution Pokemon. And it's like once you start to grow up and grasp the world, then you become that second stage of a person. But everybody has problems. Everybody is going to form habits that are unhealthy.
Yep.
Everybody has serious things to learn about themselves, about the world, some introversion and extroversion, enlightenment, I would say, to happen. Like you have a lot to go through to become that final evolution. So a lot of people are getting stuck at that second evolution, where again, you like think you're grown, you think you're an adult, you think you're so capable, but you're like deceived by all that you think you are and all that you believe the world to be. And it's not until you're willing to put all that away and continue to learn and grow as a person that you can become that third stage, that final evolution, where you can be 20 or you could be 75 before this happens. It doesn't matter. It's when you understand that, like, all right, I'm never going to stop learning and growing, but like now you're not going to change anymore as a core human being, because you understand better that you are a liquid, you're a fluid, you're going to keep morphing as time evolves and as you evolve. And like everything around you is ever changing as well. So it's not going to affect you as much as it would have before. It's not going to hold you back like it would before.
It's all the tests, and life has all those tests and challenges. And a lot of people think that eventually, like prematurely, you'll end up thinking that they're good. They're like, oh, I'm fine. I got it. And all they did was maybe pass the first round of tests out of like 20 rounds of tests that life will end up throwing at you.
Yeah, I've met too many adults that are like, I don't need to learn anything else. It's like, what? You don't need to learn anything?
Learning is cool.
You're just done learning? Yeah, learning is cool. All the adults I know keep on learning. It's the coolest.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why would you stop trying to grow as a person? You think you're that
They
great?
feel like they're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel like you're good in whatever area you're in. And that's the capture, right?
You know what my
That's the
favorite thing
capture.
is? When I'm scrolling and I just see somebody do some outlandishly stupid thing. You're like, how could anybody think that or say that or believe that? Like, that's just the dumbest fucking thing. And
Yeah.
that's why the video has 1 million views, is because everybody agrees that that was ridiculously stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, stupid.
Stupid.
And, I would hate to be that person ever. And I feel like I am from time to time. I make mistakes. I'm a retard on occasion, but I'll embrace that. But I try my best not
I
to
usually
be.
try to embrace my retardedness. I do embrace it. Like if I make mistakes, and I've something I've noticed a lot getting older is like you're good with whatever you're good with. You got like your job that you do or the things that you just do well, and you do them and you do them well. And then sometimes you just make dumb mistakes. And
Oh
like
yeah,
the other day at work, people are so worried about like their brakes and stuff. Yeah, like when you're out on the road and you don't have like a time clock really or like a boss looking over your shoulder, you have like more freedom. And people are so nervous about taking like an extra 10 minutes on lunch or like taking a 15-minute break or a 10-minute break when it's not permitted, even though you're on your own. You can do whatever you want, that they make up lies to kind of like have to explain away why they did what they did. And I'm like, I don't even do that shit anymore.
right,
I'm like, if I needed an extra 10 minutes, I'm gonna just tell them I just needed an extra 10 minutes. Or if I messed up like on a stop and delivered to the wrong address, I'd just be like, yeah, I mean, look at how many packages though I've delivered this month, right? Like
right.
I do all right. I do all right. I'm sorry I messed that one up. I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm not gonna sweat it. Things happen. You're gonna make mistakes, and it happens a lot in other ways in life too. I mean, I smashed a deer, and instead of getting all like super worried about it, there was like a part of me that was slightly worried just because when you only have one car. I mean, I have access to other cars. Like I would have been all right, but I didn't want my car to be completely destroyed. And
It's pretty
as
haggard
soon as
now.
as soon as that happened, I was kind of like, yeah, this is just what happens, right? Like first time ever hitting a deer, freaking 32 years old. I mean, that's pretty good, right?
Well, you can't let shit affect you to the point where you're gonna get emotional and worked up, because that's usually how you make things worse.
Yeah, that's like furthering. That's digging the hole deeper.
Right.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Man, I had a whole tangent I was gonna go off onto, but I totally just blanked on it. You take a hit of some weed and your fucking brain
See,
goes
it's
blank
all right. It's
immediately.
all right though.
No, yeah, it's fine. We're ranting. So I wanted to talk about the format of the videos. Again, I hope people are liking this. I feel like our cameras both suck, so we're a little too blurry. But I've heard, the main thing in production is that like audio is more important than video. And plus,
Yeah.
we're just a podcast. People are listening to us for the most part anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But to me, I think it's better. I like it.
With
But
the split screen.
let us know if you guys like it, please. But also,
From what I saw, it looked pretty good.
yeah, I want to talk about the going down in episodes, because I think we are going to make that decision. So I want to talk about why a little bit. Fill time, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, we started out doing this thing without dropping any episodes. And so we had a big back catalog of stuff that I had plenty of time to work on. And at the time, the baby was younger, didn't require as much of my attention. I was able to put more into this work. and then we started releasing, and everything was kind of smooth because we had the big back catalog of stuff. And at the beginning, I released a lot right off the bat, and that kind of got rid of like more than half of what we had. And then with the part 1 and part 2 of WEF, that like really just wiped out the rest of what we have. So now I'm like kind of racing to keep up with what we're putting out at the rate we're putting it out. Yeah. And it's been a lot for me with this kid, and now we got another kid coming, and
yeah,
I got a promotion at work, so I'm working a little bit more, and I'm just freaking tired. I bet you people could see it in the videos. Like, I'm just fucking tired.
Dude, I think that people, at least people that we care about, that we actually like would care about, that watch us would understand.
Not to say that it's like affecting
that little bit of a heads up.
Yeah. No, that's not to say that like this decision is going to impact us too negatively, or that people are really going to care. Like, this is still the beginning phases of our shit, and I only know of a couple people that are like, we watch it every single day.
Yeah,
I can't wait for you to put out a new episode. Most people are like, oh yeah, I'm watching, but you're putting out way too much for me to keep up with. And I like that. Right? I like to be that, but also like I'm producing everything. I can't keep up with it. It's taking too much out of me. And if I burn myself out, I'm not going to want to do it at all. And I love doing it. So I want to keep bringing and quality over quantity, right? Like,
yeah, 1,000%,
right?
1,000%.
So if we can bring better episodes, I'd rather bring better episodes than put out a bunch of stuff. I feel like now we have a lot out there that people can enjoy, and we can put more effort into making what we put out in the future better. I want to do more editing. I would like to be able to spend more time just on the editing. And research.
Yeah, just messing around and playing with different styles, different, like we were talking
like this.
We're talking this new little change up. Like that's pretty sweet. But we were talking like, what was it, yesterday? I can't even remember.
I don't know. We talk a lot.
It was like a day or two ago. I know we talk a lot. We talk so much we made a podcast. Yeah. But no, like about trying to find like asset libraries and things of that nature for like the editing side of things, to where it could take the craft even a little further eventually.
Right.
And it's like kind of like, I think it's what is it? It's supposed to be like the long haul, right?
Yeah.
Like the long haul like model, I feel, is the most successful than like the ones that probably try to burn bright, do a bunch of crazy things all at once, even if they're not capable of doing it, and then they, like you were saying, burn out and fall out and disappear. They end up not wanting to do it anymore because it's just too much. But where it's like, if we do what we're capable of, and consistently, whatever we're capable of, and that's subject to change, as all things really are in life, especially when it comes to pursuits. Like, you can pursue something and be steadfast in that, but life has its ways of getting in the way sometimes, or even some other things might just need more attention.
Right.
And you're not going to be able to kind of throw every ounce of energy into a particular thing. It might be you need to throw a little extra in a different direction, and I think that's fine. Is you keep your sights on what matters, and you keep moving towards your passions and things that you like to do. And sometimes you might have to take a little bit of a pause, or maybe even just slow down, or a slight break. But that doesn't mean that it's done. You know, you pick it up again when you have the chance, and you keep learning, and things keep growing. Quality of it'll change over time, and eventually become something super awesome. It'll end up happening over time.
Yeah.
Just with that consistent effort and taking care of yourself too. We got to take care of ourselves. Like, freaking, you can't just like, I feel like, especially in your boat too, because you got the whole like kid thing going on and the family thing going on. So it's easy to get super caught up in taking care of all the things
Right.
outside of yourself without taking care of yourself. And you got to make sure you take care of the things, but like you can't take care of the things if you don't take care of yourself.
Right.
That's like the
Exactly.
number one.
Yep.
That's like the number one. And I
It's
think it kind of can reflect too with the podcast, right? It's the same thing.
yeah.
It's like if it gets focused on too many other things, and it could end up becoming something else and kind of burning out.
I feel like there's levels that I would like to deliver with the show that we've been falling short of, and
Yeah.
I put that on myself. I could be doing more in those regards. Like if it's something I want out of the show, I should be putting that work into the show. And so I would like to be able to do that. It's given me a higher respect and like a different point of view of content creators, or like
Yeah, right.
it reframed my perception of them. Because like
They're doing a lot.
no,
A lot.
yeah, even just like the most basic TikTok. I know TikTok will like auto make a video for you, but I could put 30 minutes to an hour into a TikTok and still feel like I rushed it or could do more with it. And
Yeah.
I see some of the stuff people produce now, and I'm like, man, that must have taken all fucking day. And they got just video after video after video. So, like, there's got to be a lot of AI going on. There's got to be a lot of people paying for. I mean, we've been going for
Probably
3.
like editors and stuff, and
Well,
yeah,
I was
producing.
gonna say views and comments and bots and stuff, because
Yeah, that too.
because people have like 10 videos and they're all crap and they're up to like thousands of followers, and we've been putting out stuff pretty consistently, and I don't mean to toot our own horn. It does kind of look like a shitty 2000s podcast, but we got decent content, and
Yeah,
maybe it's because of the content. I don't know.
that's my thought.
I
Truly,
feel like
truly,
I
I
just
think
don't
it's
know how to
because we talk
market.
the shit.
I don't know how to publish. I don't know how to publish a podcast properly and get it out there, market it. I don't know the proper avenues. Like I've just been trying to publish videos. I've just been putting videos out and trying to put out shorts and reels and that sort of thing. I don't know if there's other avenues I need to be going, such as like, I don't know, advertisement or something. I don't know.
There's trades of the craft. There's trades of the craft for sure, right? There's got to be. There's definitely. I mean,
Like I'm
I
sure with
saw
everything, it's
something
who
a
you
while
know.
ago.
Like you get some kind of
Yeah,
connection.
yeah. Because I've seen like I wish I could remember the video, man. It was some type of video going into like influencers and like how they have these like get-togethers all the time, like out in like Hollywood area. They'll
Yeah,
have like these get-togethers, and it's all about showing up, and then you promote your thing and everybody just kind of echoes each other, and it's like, but it's like a very who's who type deal.
all
You
right.
can't just like get in. It's like a who you know type deal. You get in there, and then it just like going through something like that alone is how a lot of these people,
Yeah,
like influencer style, because here's the thing, the type of content we do is only recently have the floodgates been open on. Before, this was fringe, it was
yeah,
shadow banned as hell,
yeah,
and it was, you could not get traction. The Tinfoil Hat podcast with Sam Tripoli, dude's a comedian. He first, foremost, before being a podcaster, comedian. Lives in Hollywood. LA. Dude's out there at the best comedy clubs. He was hanging out with Rogan, hanging out with a bunch of other people, and he has a podcast going in on what? Conspiracies. And his podcast, yeah, he's got some numbers, but he's also been in the game for freaking a decade. He's been in the game for a decade now, and he's also a comedian, but he's capped. He cannot find his way over 100,000 followers. He can't. It just will not grow. It's like done growing, and it's only because, in my opinion, they're not allowing it to grow. Why they can't? They can't have everybody in the world watching that type of stuff, or else everybody in the world turns into people like us, and the system can't function that way.
Well, I'd
The
be happy with
system
just a
will
couple
fall
thousand.
apart. Yeah, I know.
I'd be happy with a few thousand. What you were saying got me thinking that like we got to do like the content creator house. Like at first it was just like
Yeah.
they had all the dudes that were like mechanical and engineers. They all got a house together, and then it was like all the super popular fucking like Jake Paul kind of guys. I don't remember who they were actually, but like all the TikTok, Instagram look at me, how fucking old and boomery I am. Influencers just got together and lived in a house, and then like the whores started doing it, and then you got like the bop houses where all the little girls get together and live in a house and do porn, and people just keep doing it. All these different houses, you get together and make content. There's no conspiracy house. We got to get the conspiracy people together in a big house and just constantly produce content about conspiracies. And because we're like constantly in each other's videos, then it'll boost interaction, boost viewership.
Dude, the conspiracy house, holy crap. Everybody's just plastering up aluminum foil in their bedrooms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, it would be an absolutely schizophrenic show.
Yeah, the whole house. The whole house just covered in a big tinfoil hat. That'd be so funny.
Yeah, literally.
They'd have like
the whole house.
radar
the roof
set
is
up.
Just a tinfoil hat.
Ham radio.
Yeah, you're communicating between bedrooms just with freaking little handheld off the grid walkie-talkie type deal.
No, that's a good idea. What would that look like? We got to get that going.
That's what it would look like. It would be like
the tinfoil house.
The different
that's
like
what we called
sections of the house,
because they all get like a trendy name.
There would be like the different sections. It'd be like separated into like 5 areas, like, and each area has
research
like its
and
own
development
type of conspiracy or something.
That's so funny.
And they just dive in, and you just see them like sitting at their computers and poring over data. The walls are just plastered with
string.
Sunny in Philadelphia red strings and pictures and shit. The connections.
Bro, stop.
That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Someone do that.
Yeah.
Or include us in it, because
Yep.
that'd be sweet. I don't know. What would you specialize in?
See, that's the problem. I think that's the problem with the show, is we're not specializing in anything.
It's too hard to do.
People
It's
usually
too, dude, there's
specialize
so
in a
much.
thing. It's like
How could you choose one thing to specialize on when it comes to this?
That's the thing.
Literally.
People will either like dive into a topic for years and write a book about it, or you go do some crazy thing like Alex Jones where you spy on a fucking owl cult and then put that out to the internet, or you know a celebrity already, or you are a celebrity already. Like, nobody's just starting from the bottom. I don't know anybody who started from the bottom.
Us.
Yeah.
Us.
Now we're here.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Well,
I have full faith. Full faith.
I do too.
I
keep
faith
saying
in
this
the
isn't our
Lord.
show. This is the God. This is the God's.
Yes.
This is God's show.
Yeah. I have faith in the Lord, and I do have faith in us. I do. I think we got this. I think we got it. I think that if we need to, yeah, we could chill out on releasing episodes and whatnot. And
Well, on that
That's
note, it's
completely
going to
fair.
mean more Bible, because that's what we talked about. More Bible.
and
So-
I am never going to be opposed to that ever.
Yeah, so what this is actually going to look like is going to be one topic episode a week, and then a Bible every week now. And then we may drop an extra episode from time to time if we have something that we want to release. So we still might do 3 episodes a week every once in a while.
The Bible ones are so much easier because it's us reading, and also the Bible leaves you feeling full
Yeah.
after, like
Yeah.
good. Like you don't it's not even like needing to research. You're reading and the revelations hit you while you're reading and
Yep.
you're able to talk about it. It's a lot less stress. The production side of it too for you is a
Is
lot less
yeah,
as
there's
well.
less to
It's
crop in, less to edit out. And
yeah.
the Bible episodes actually are doing better on YouTube. So shout out to the YouTube crowd over there making the Bible more popular than our regular episodes. But
Make the Bible great again.
yeah, if you want to show your opinion, you could also just watch all of the non-Bible episodes and then we'll get the idea. Just make sure you're watching episode like watch them multiple times, just put them on repeat so that those
Yeah.
those views go way up and then we're like, wow, people really liked that. That's what we should do more often. No, I don't know. Don't be
No, I don't
don't be
know.
botting our shit actually. Get out of here with that.
They might try to freaking ruin us with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to sell out or bot out or do nothing bullshit. And
No.
that's kind of part of it. Like I've seen programs where you can just plop your video in and it spits out a bunch of shorts and yeah, there's tools, there's avenues I could go that could save me a lot of time and effort. But I don't feel morally well about some of it, but also I'm not aware about all of it. So there could be
Yeah.
some where I'm like, okay, I would use that tool. But also I don't want to just like put, because I'm already giving my shit to Spotify and YouTube, but it's like, I don't want to give my shit to somebody for them to crop up and edit and do whatever they want with. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I feel a little hinky
I think
about
that
it.
there's like the whole conspiracy house idea. It's like really what would be super beneficial about something like that is just being in the space with people who are also seeking the same thing,
Yeah.
right? We grew up in kind of like small town and also so like even our circles are pretty limited when
Yeah.
it comes to people and especially
Yeah,
doing
we like
stuff of this
barely
type
had
of
clicks.
yeah.
We did not
Yeah.
have clicks in our school because there weren't enough kids to make a whole
It was
click.
so blended.
Like all you had
It
was
was
jocks.
so blended. Yeah.
That was the only
Yeah.
click.
Everyone was blended together, and I mean, it was very small graduating class. I think it was only like 100 people.
It was a little less than
It ain't
200.
much. Yeah, it ain't much.
Yeah.
Like it's tiny. But in just saying that, it's like there really isn't many people that we know to learn from or to like even like bounce ideas off of, or like maybe they have something that's like a little easier for us. Maybe we're doing something way harder than we should
Yeah.
be.
Right.
And it's like actually supposed to be extremely simple. It's
Right.
just a lack of information, and that's why I'm also saying and side heavily with just the like the time in and like just because you as long as you've got that that goal in mind and you just keep doing the thing, you learn different things and then people come across your way. It's like how anything in life ever ends up becoming anything. It's going to be the same thing with the podcast where it's like you'll get a break, there'll be a breakthrough where some either piece of tech or just an understanding of like, or maybe it's even like a like I don't know, I suck with Reddit. I tried to use Reddit like twice and each time I'm like, what? And but I see the value of it because it's just you can get into categories like podcasting and then you'll just see a bunch of people in there like musing about podcasting and like they'll go into the production side or they'll go into
Right.
other things and there will be tidbits of gold in there that and it's from people that are doing the thing. It's not just like some peripheral article or whatever being discussed
Yeah, dude.
and
Anytime I have
it'll
a
be
question
like
about my job,
details.
there's a subreddit for my job specifically. So I go on the subreddit for my job and there's like an answer for every question I would ever have. I just put it in there
Yeah,
and
that's
somebody's
fantastic.
already asked it and answered it. It's wonderful. Yeah, Reddit's great.
I gotta get better with a couple of facets of the social medias. I
Yeah.
only just recently through the podcast, uh, learned that you can actually search reels
Yeah.
on Facebook. You can
Yep.
actually search them because I thought it was just like an algorithm
Yeah.
that just
Regretfully, we're behind. I thought I was
yeah,
tech savvy. Tommy's really tech tarded. And,
tech-hearted. I
and
mean, yeah.
I just thought I was tech savvy. It turns out I'm not actually as savvy as I used to be.
BOCES for
Yeah,
BOCES
computer network and
for
design.
1 year was
I did 2 years of BOCES. Thank you very much.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah.
so BOCES for 2 years.
Well, did you want to talk about the war? In fact, I don't want to talk about the war. I'm kind of ready to just
Yeah,
wrap it up. Fuck this stupid war because you know what? We were talking about the Epstein files. And
yeah,
like nobody cares about it anymore because of this war. And like yeah, we it's not that we don't care about the war. Like war is terrible. We do care about it. We are keeping up. But the thing with it is it does seem like just more of the narrative, more of this bullshit. It's kind of psyopy.
yeah.
There's more to it behind the scenes than what meets the eye, and everybody's got their point of view. They want to argue back and forth. So we're kind of just letting it unfold. Let it be what it is. We got other shit to look into, other things to explain to you guys. We're gonna, what is it,
And
podsplain?
it's too blurry right
You gotta
now,
you gotta
right?
podcast. You get to podsplain shit people to people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the podsplaining. I
So
think that maybe if down the road a little bit, once we kind of flesh out some of the things that are going on with whatever's happening today, because whatever's happening today, it's too obfuscated to really pin down. I mean, there's just so much going on with it in so many angles that it almost feels like anything that you do end up saying about it, you're either going to be proven wrong in a day or two, or you're going to end up just something else will end up coming up that makes that completely irrelevant. So it almost feels like having a discussion on something that is so volatile and it's in such an early stage. I mean, the only thing you could really, I guess, say is that they have a plan that they're trying
yeah,
to unfold through this. There is a
yeah.
plan behind this. This didn't just start
I mean,
organically.
there's a
This isn't an
chance that
organic
it
thing.
it isn't going to plan.
Yeah, there is a chance of that. I have heard a lot of stuff with that, and
It
so it
seems
kind of
it seems that BB's dead. That's what everybody's talking about.
I would
Possibly
be
the what is he? The Prime Minister of Israel, Bibi Netanyahu,
yeah,
is
yeah,
potentially died. They think he was bombed, and since then, there's been several clearly AI
AI
videos
videos.
of
Yeah,
him like saying that he's alive, like particularly addressing the fact that I'm alive, I'm okay, I'm not AI. Look at my fingers, and then he's
yeah.
got 6 fingers in another video, and
And
his
then his ring disappears in another one.
yeah, and his coffee won't spill. His coffee defies gravity. Like they're clearly AI. So either he's in critical condition or he's dead. I've seen a lot of reason to believe he's actually dead,
Yeah.
but that's
He
why
stopped showing up at his meetings
yeah,
for the
that's
war.
that's why I'd made that post that like, you know, what if he's the one that comes back in Terminator AI form, the Messiah?
Bro. Dude. I don't know if anybody would believe it outside of maybe a handful of people in the Middle East.
Yeah, well, that's who they're trying to convince. Just that little handful of the chosen.
Yeah, I see if BB came back as Terminator Mecha Hitler 2.0, that would be prime content right there.
Right. I'd just be praying and waiting
That'd
for
be the
Jesus.
highest level of hilarity I think that we've had in a long time.
Yeah. That'd be the worst called it ever. Be like,
Dude.
didn't want to say I called it, but I called it.
Yep, called it. Called it. Not
Well,
exactly proud of this one either.
yeah. Yeah, guys. Well, get right with our Maker, the one true God, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because it seems like we either got, maybe a couple days, couple months, couple years, couple decades at the max.
Yeah.
Like, not too much
That's the
time,
vibes.
not too much time left. And as the doomsday clock thing, as much as I was like, yeah, this is all bullshit, like, it really does seem like we're getting closer and closer to the end here.
Midnight.
So we're going to bring you more Bible. We just got to Exodus. I'm on vacation. So like, follow, subscribe, all the platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast. And like I said, get good with God, because he wants to get good with you. There's something coming, and he needs your help. He wants your help. He don't need your help. He's got it. But you need his help. So I'm
He's
rambling.
calling all of the soldiers, calling all those that have the eyes to see, calling all the peoples. Time to get active. It's almost time to get beamed up. Beam me up, Scotty.
Maybe. All right, folks. Much love.
Peace.